Okay, here we go.
If I'm wrong on any of them, I'm dropping out of school.
Let's not do that.
If
We're
I'm
gonna have
right,
some on the line.
if I'm right on all of them, I'm dropping out. That means I'm too smart and gonna leave.
If I miss
Don't
one,
worry. Stop flirting with it. Don't worry. With an ion.
Listen, I got it right though.
Alright, so here we go. So we're starting with sodium. So what we got for sodium?
Na.
Nah.
slash.
You know, this
Na
is messing
plus.
my head so much. I kept reading like sodium.
Na/Na plus. Why do you have to put both?
Because it's sodium, and sodium
Because
means
it's a
both
cation.
It can be the element or the cation. You don't know.
I know I've got at least 2 right, guys.
It's not bonded to something.
You think you could trick me, Mr. Hall?
I do.
I
Fluorine.
think that was really silly.
F2.
What is it, Dale? What is it?
Two on the bottom.
Look at that.
F2. Why is it F2?
Diatomic.
Because it's one of the 7
There
diatomics.
should be more. 10
You
diatomic.
should invent more.
Or 4.
Who's blowing
Bromide.
Does that?
BR minus? Is that, am I
Very
right?
confident.
Was that
Yeah,
B1?
you looked at him like that and I was like, no,
Okay.
we're good.
BR minus.
I don't have to
We
drop
are
out
good.
yet, alright.
We are good.
How do you know it's BR minus and not BR2?
Because it
Because
is
it's
an
a
anion.
It's an anion. The IDE tells me this is an anion. Okay,
She
I'll
does
take it.
not like anions.
I don't either.
They're so negative.
How come you don't do that?
What are you wanting?
How come you don't
She's in the anatomical position right now.
Fluorine.
Palms facing forward.
What?
He did.
That is the element of fluorine.
What are you talking about?
There you go.
Damn, fluorine is an element.
Alright, after that, let's go to the top.
I'm scared of this one.
So
Yeah, I have questions. I just
CA3N2.
have to think of it.
What type of bond is that?
A bondy one.
Oh yeah, what do you have to write?
A
Wait,
flex.
Why do
hang
you have to write
on.
NA?
That would be an ionic one.
It's an ionic bond, so we name it with ionic bond.
So true.
Ionic compound naming rules, which means
It's NA.
name the ion.
Great.
Calcium nitride, not 8. Ide.
I disagree.
Feels
Yeah, you gotta drop out,
just
buddy.
come in here and make stuff up.
Calcium nitride.
Alright, I
Yeah,
gotta leave.
yeah.
I gotta leave, Mr. All.
So,
I gotta go.
NA, it has NA and NA plus because that's not a
When do I know
diatomic.
when
Since
to
it's a
put the
diatomic,
dye
it's bonded
in
to
front?
something, it can't be a.
Like, that would technically be dinitride,
So it's just,
but we don't
F2.
put it.
Oh,
When do I know
that's
when to
dumb.
put it?
it is.
How do you know about dye?
There's just no
Doesn't dye mean
diatomics.
too?
Yeah.
Dihydrogen monoxide. Water.
If it's a diatomic,
Carbon,
there's 2 next to it.
carbon
unless it's a-
dioxide, you got 2 oxygen, so.
Anion.
It's true. I'm gonna ask you this. Carbon and oxygen,
Yeah.
what type of bonds it form?
Oh my goodness, it's covalent.
How's she drinking
It's
that?
covalent. Since it's covalent, you use prefixes. Here's the difference. We're not getting to covalence until next week, but I'll go ahead and tell you. Covalence, you don't know how many there is. You can't figure it out, so we have to have the prefixes to tell us. In ionics, we know their charges are fixed. Since their charges are fixed, we just know from the ion name. I can work backwards from calcium nitride and get to CA3N2.
It's so much easier taking the name and then giving the symbol. I feel like symbol to name just stresses me out.
SRO,
Oh, it's strontium oxide.
strontium oxide.
Guys, I'm going 2 for 4 right, 2 for 5 right now. Doing pretty good.
We have Na3P.
Or wait, 3 for 5.
Sodium phosphide.
No, have
I'm
confidence.
scared.
It's sodium phosphide, Mr. Hall. Final answer.
Sodium phosphide.
Sodium phosphide.
I just want to end all of them with
Oh,
A.
no.
Sodium phosphide.
Alright, woo, let's go.
And then he erases all of them and says they're all wrong, you idiots.
Good catch.
No. Right. This is the key, okay? Doing this. The practice is the key to this. This is why you'll be coming in here and we'll be practicing like crazy. We will have already had multiple practice in, but somebody just will not let me put her
Can't
down.
help it, she doesn't like cheese.
Yeah.
Word?
it to you, Mama. Hey, so there is a new set of rules I want to go into. So you heard me just talk with Eli about that Ionic phones, they have fixed charges, right?
Yeah.
There's one that still kind of fits under Ionic compounds. Here's your number 2. Your second set of rules. This is lovely. This is one of my favorite things in the world because of how tricky it can get. Because it's really tricky. Here's what makes it so tricky. It's called the stock system. Look at the stock system. I'm going to tell you what the key to letting you know you need to use the stock system is before we ever get to actually using the stock system. You use the stock system when a transition metal is present. There are some exceptions to these. I don't cover them in here because it's off level. I don't cover them in here because I don't find it that important for you to memorize the exceptions to the rules. If we were doing AP chemistry, I'd throw them at you.
When we did Louis structures.
You said Louis structure.
So use the stock system whenever. Now, there are some that is not in the transition metals that we would still use this with. So ones like lead, tin, stuff like that, you're still going to use the stock system with it. But I'll stress that more to you later on because y'all are paying attention greatly right now.
Yes.
So whenever we're going to use the stock system, the reason for using of the stock system are these metals can carry different charges. So they'll go and have multiple different charges present, all right? So in one case, it can have a 2 charge, in another case it can have a 3 charge. You don't know, because it has different, can carry different charges. We use Roman numerals in the name to tell the charge.
Tanner, goodness.
Sorry. What'd you say? I'm gravy.
I said good gravy.
Sorry. Don't bust up the good gravy on me.
Why do we always use Roman numbers? Why not American numbers?
That's what I'm saying.
You want the picture?
I love America.
Who's that? Say mama. Mama. So, we'll use Roman numerals in the parentheses in the name in order for us to show the charge. That's why they're there. That's you. So, I want to show you what this will look like, because I'm gonna start from the chemical formulas and then I'm gonna work to the names, and then we'll go from names to chemical formulas. I'll go ahead and tell you, the name to the chemical formula is easy. The trick with these is going from the chemical formula to the names, because at that point you have to find the charge. It's on you. So when do you use the stock system?
When
When a transition
transition
metal-
metal is present.
So transition metal, where's the transition metals at?
D
President.
block.
D block, okay? So here we go. We have two different ones here.
VO.
So here's why we have to have a different set of rules. You're gonna look at me, and if you go with the rules that you know so far, you're gonna look and say iron oxide.
That's wrong.
Well, they're both iron oxide. What's the difference? There's different charge on the transition metal. Since we have the different charges on the transition metals, then what we have to do is we have to look at this from that perspective of finding their charge. What's the key to finding the charge? The transition metal has different charges, but what's the transition metal bonded to? Which carries a fixed charge. Find the charge based off of the anion or polyatomic ion that it's bonded with. Yes, I just said polyatomic ion.
No. Stop. I hate them. I still have nightmares of studying for that.
See you next week.
What? Are they on the test?
Everything is being tested.
Are the polyatomic?
All is fair game.
I'm gonna, Mr. I'll do drastic things if I see a polyatomic ion on
The
the test.
stakes have changed.
So,
I'm
we
not-
know that this is iron
H4 positive.
I'm leaving. I can't do it.
something oxide. We know that.
Oh my god.
That's clearly dioxide.
Oh yeah, I see.
What type of bond is this, Dale?
Two oxygen.
It is a, hang on, what is the one between the metal
Hey,
and
hey,
non-metal?
spoiler alert, it's on the board.
What do you mean it's on the board? Where is it on the board?
Where could it be?
I don't know, Mr.
You know the
Roll.
part where it says,
You know that part where it says ionic
Oh.
compound.
Why can it not be dioxide?
Because di are prefixes used with covalent bonds.
Never mind. I
Hey
didn't know
Dale,
that was what that
remember how I
was.
told you that nomenclature is really hard because you have to determine when to use the rules? You're finding out why.
Mr. Roll, it is 7:54 a.m. I want to go to bed.
Why do we wake up at 6? Like, that has to be illegal. They can't do that to us.
I agree. It's awful.
Perfectly
Yeah.
legal.
I disagree.
Alright, so the iron oxide. So we have to find the charge. Here's the key. Look at the anion. So I have oxide. What's the charge on oxide?
Negativo.
On yeah, 2 minus.
So a -2, right? That's the charge on the oxide. How many oxides do I have?
You have 1.
One.
Multiply it by 1, so -2.
What?
That's the overall negative charge. Since we know the overall negative charge, we now need to find the overall positive charge.
We got a balance.
Is there a charge showing?
No.
No.
So it's balanced.
I give up.
Since it's a -2 overall, there has to be a +2 overall to cancel it out. So I change the sign to +2. Now I divide by, how many iron are there? So +2 divided by 1 is 2, so this is an iron 2 oxide.
Man, I don't like
Oh,
this.
she killed me, Hannah.
And Mr. Roll, just letting you know, alright? If I see a polyatomic ion on that quiz next week, I don't know what I'll do, Mr. Roll. I'm gonna break down crying. As far as, I'm 16 years old, okay? This is the
You think
worst
that
thing I ever
scares
had in my life.
So are
You
all
think
of,
that scares me?
Oh my god.
Tanner, I've had students
You're evil,
walk out of
Mr.
here
Roll.
bawling their eyes out.
I'm gonna do the same.
That's okay.
Oh man.
That's
Hey,
okay.
I'm not into making snowflakes.
I wanna.
I'm old school. I'm
I
the
love
guy
this
that
stuff.
whenever a kid looks and says, I have anxiety.
I'm gonna.
Well, what's causing your anxiety? Well, Mr. Hall's class. What class are you out of? Mr. Hall's class. So talk to me about your anxiety being caused in the class. Yeah, why is your anxiety in his class? I'm so far behind. Well, guess what you're doing right now? Getting farther behind.
Mr. Roll, what happens if somebody dies during your test?
We all pass.
Does the show go
Free
on?
tuition.
Nah, I'm gonna lay hands on them, pray over them. Once they come back to life, I'll say finish the test.
Hey Dale, you wanna take one for the team, man?
If the school burns down, aren't we like automatically graduated or something? No,
Really?
That's in college. If the-
Why has nobody done that?
If the
Are
dorm,
y'all kidding me? Like, seriously?
I mean, hypothetically speaking, of course.
no, I'm saying,
In terms of, if this were to happen, it would be a tragedy.
I didn't.
In-game.
I didn't
In-game,
do
in a video
anything
game.
wrong. I was just telling you a fact.
While we were
In
playing
Minecraft.
Roblox
If a
High
college-
School.
If a college burns down, you do.
You
get
saying
graduated.
Roblox High School?
Yes, I'm talking about Roblox High School.
Okay,
Like an
look,
adopted
if something would happen to
baby,
the school and the school
right?
would burn down, they're not just gonna let you go a whole year without learning. They're gonna do something.
Or you watch.
Imagine you went to college, or
Yeah,
you were in
when my
you were at a
sister-
doctor's office like to get surgery. He was like,
Dale,
"Yeah, the school burnt down here into my
Dale, what's the
surgery."
charge on the iron in this one?
3.
Really?
Oh
How'd you get that?
He
Why?
was so
So read.
It's 3 times 2 because the 2 negative, 3 times 2 divided by 2 is 3. Or wait, 3 times 2 is negative 6, change that to a positive 6 divided by 2 is 3, Mr. Hall.
Uh-huh.
What?
I just did the exact same thing you did on the one before. I don't
And
know.
it's wrong.
Well, anyway, so if we look at this, what's the charge on the oxide?
It's
Neg-
2
neg-
minus.
Two negativo.
So 2 minus negative 2 times, how many oxides are there?
3.
That gives you negative 6. That's your overall negative.
Oh, wait.
No charge being shown, so we change the sign, plus 6. Oop, put a cross instead, sorry. Oh, Jesus. Whoop, whoop. Plus 6. So, that's the overall positive charge. Divide that by how many irons are there?
Okay.
2, which gives me a positive 3.
Trace.
So, iron 3 oxide.
I thought you asked me what the answer was. My bad. I didn't know you said
You got a
what's
little
the
bit
charge.
ahead.
I got a little bit ahead.
It's okay, Dale.
This is a lot easier. This is the first one, but this is a lot easier than
Famous
the other
last
thing.
word.
Just you wait till we get to iron and polyatomic iron.
Stop reading ahead.
That doesn't sound.
He's cheating.
I don't know.
He's cheating.
Like,
That's not
I
fair.
like numbers better than I
Nerd.
like
I
the
think someone just made this up
dioxide or
one
the dioxide
I think
and
someone
the
got bored.
eights and
I know.
the
This is
stupid.
all of this is
things
made
and
up.
The
This is nothing like
hydrochloric
math. I like
acid.
math because it's A, B, C.
Listen.
This is
The other one's
A,
hard.
1, 2, 3, 4, B.
I still have no-
1, 2,
I have
3, 4,
no
5,
idea how to do
C,
the other
1,
one.
2.
I mean, at least it's not psychology. Psychology is a fake field study.
I don't know. That was supposed to. I was
I'll
supposed to ask
bring
Mr. Hall that today.
Ask him that.
Well, I didn't know what battery acid was made of. I sent him a
Oh, I
list
still
of
gotta do my
questions at
board.
like at 1
But
a.m.
it's due
Cause-
next Friday.
Uh-oh.
Here, I'll read them off to you.
Eli, let Tanner know when the psychology board is due.
The
It is
14th.
due Wednesday.
No, it's due Friday.
No, it's Friday.
The 14th.
Wait,
She
this
changed it.
Friday?
She changed it.
Again?
Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, she said, well, she said,
14th is Wednesday.
yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, Eli.
How many times would you do
Here,
this?
this is it. Oh yeah, art elements created.
If nobody turns in their
Oh,
project,
yeah.
nobody can get a bad grade.
Actually, we all can
Created or
get better.
destroyed.
No, she wouldn't do
Does that
that.
matter?
Honestly,
you
I'm
see
turning
the
mine in.
bottom
No.
Well, yeah, I
Coward?
know that,
Are
but
you
that's
afraid?
like.
Yes.
Because we're all, nobody takes the test on Tuesday, what are you
Yeah,
gonna
I
do?
mean like feasibly, can you create?
Fail.
Put in
it's
zeros.
Well, no.
I mean,
Yeah, you can make gold in a lab.
You wouldn't have, you
It's very
don't have, you don't have the
Yeah,
gall to do
Mr.
that,
Hall,
Mr.
I
Hall.
believe you.
I
You
was
I was just
never
wondering
grade
how
our
far
tests.
deep you were going with that question.
You
Were you
only
like,
did-
Every day I wake up and I have a panic
Kinda.
attack because
It's
I
like
check
how do
my lab
electrons
grades,
become free
there's nothing
from an
there.
element?
but nothing.
I don't know what I meant by
It's,
that.
they're
Oh, yeah,
sitting
dude.
right there waiting
Like
to be
how?
added.
Can you
how
put in-
I do apologize that they have not been
Make a
graded yet.
generator,
I'm
which is
messing
the
around.
copper in the
Oh,
middle,
When
Mr.
you feel
Hall?
that.
magnet.
If it makes you feel
How
any
do
better,
electrons go
they'll be
away
going
from
with me
magnet
tomorrow
energy?
when I administer
That
the
doesn't make any
ACT and I'm
sense.
bored out of my mind and
Yeah,
I
I'll
grade
be
them.
there.
Part 3.
I
Well,
hate
I think
How does
they're actually
electrons
on
I
our-
hate
I
everything
was
they
like,
stand
Give me
for.
hold
Wait,
on, I'll tell
Mr.
you.
Hall, can we use nomenclature to help us with the
Whenever-
polyatomic
Wait,
You
ions?
know,
At
like a
East, you
generator,
go
like
to
with
East.
electricity,
Yeah.
right?
I'm the
Copper,
test coordinator now.
Let's go.
Fail them all.
Electricity.
Sabotage.
Hey, Dale,
No, so
Sabotage
where did
them
they come
all.
from?
Yeah.
Dale, do that
Copper,
thing
remember
again.
the C
Yeah,
of
Kenzie, you're in my
electrons,
room.
electrons in and out?
Well, see, the sea of electrons. No,
You have anyone
because
else?
Yes.
no, because the sea of electrons is just sitting there,
I don't have
and it has
test
to have
anxiety, I just
electrons
have
come in from
test-
somewhere else to knock them to
brain.
keep
Now I
going
just
to
have
flow
to-
into the battery.
Yeah,
So that can't be it.
Mr. O, what type
Hey, look,
of
look,
acid is
look,
battery
look.
acid?
That's
Okay, now, you answer the question.
that would make a sick beat.
Battery acid is sulfuric acid.
Mr. All, how does a copper wire inside a magnet spin?
Wire.
Alright. Iron 2 oxide. So whenever I look at this, I have a 2, which means a charge for the iron. Because iron is a transition metal, can carry multiple charges, I have to show the charge. This way is easy. So I have Fe for iron, it's a 2 plus charge. Oxide comes from oxygens in the 16th column, so it has a 2 negative charge. Now, when you look at this, there's 2 lines you can have here. You can do the cross method. If you cross, the 2 came down, the 2 came down, you have Fe 2O2. But you got to simplify it out. Or you can just look and say plus 2, negative 2, it's a 1-to-1 ratio to end up with FeO.
I didn't get it wrong down. Don't you dare slander me like that.
Well, you laughed like you did.
Every time I see iron oxide, I go Fio. It's funny.
I like Theo.
This will be a real good time to address this. There's something, I do not do this in my class, okay? But I acknowledge it because you may go to college and find yourself with a dinosaur like I did. That requires you to do this.
I think we can for real. I was excited.
Yeah, I was 100% real.
A real
I'm telling you, he walked.
That's awesome.
I know, this guy was so old, I'm telling you right now. You know, like Jurassic World with the guy that's like got the clicker and he's controlling the raptors? Yeah, no, this guy just walked out and he just spoke raptor, okay?
Whoa.
Like, this guy was so old, he looked at me in a lab one time, and when I told him that this didn't make sense, he looked at me and said, do what the Greeks did, blame Zeus. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was alive during that.
Sounds like an awesome guy.
That's so
Nah, he
crazy.
really wasn't, because he was so old, he just went through and had 5 years of tests, and he rotated through them, and he never changed them. But then as he got older, he forgot to teach some things. I took one test that half the test, we never learned the chemistry for it. So I literally was sitting there and I'm like, what the world, man? And you got people get A's on the test because people would keep his test and sell them. I'm like,
That's
this
entrepreneur.
is jacked
That's
up.
entrepreneur shit.
I should do
Yeah, it was really smart, but the person that
Don't
went and
play
had the
with
A in the
kids.
class and then went to organic chemistry and failed versus me that had the C in the class because I was being punished because I didn't spend my money on memorizing a test. Yeah, I wasn't happy. By golly, I passed organic. All right, nitrogen.
Into slash.
You thought you could guess with that silly trick, it doesn't work either.
What? Oh my god, it got me, guys.
No,
It got you.
Maybe.
YN2.
Because it's a
Diatomic.
Diatomic. You have to know the 7 diatomics.
Mr. Hall, don't you also have to put the slash and then
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
No nitride.
I wanted to push the button. I wanted to push.
All right, so here,
Happening in-
copper 1 nitride.
I know the just answer.
So copper 1, Cu plus, nitride, N3 minus. 3 comes down for the copper, 1 comes over for the nitrogen. So Cu 3N.
Thanks, you
Okay, Mr. All, hang on. I am, okay, so the Cu positive 1 is because the 1's in the middle, right?
Yeah, the Roman nucleus
Okay,
charge.
and then the nitrogen, or nitride is because,
Yeah, it's a 3 minus charge.
okay,
Because it comes from the 15th column.
okay,
Word.
okay, that makes sense.
Word
Alright,
life.
I had no idea,
Strawberry
okay,
banana.
thank you.
That's okay. We hit that last week, Dale, but I understand.
Did we actually do this last week? Yeah, but I didn't understand it until I saw it. When did we do it last week? The last,
Like Friday?
Dale,
I was here Friday,
You
wasn't I?
almost got us in class the other day and said, when I'm confused about something, I just ignore it
Finish one,
until
and
it
I'm almost
gets
done.
closer to
Dale,
the
here's
end
your
and I still
problem.
don't understand.
You go through spurts.
The test
You'll
is
have
tomorrow.
spurts that you're like, man, there's no
I'll
pressure.
be nice.
And you're just chilling and you're like, you're like the TikTok that sits there with the dogs going, doom, 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 boom, 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 boom. And it's like the caption says, whenever my chemistry teacher is talking about a really hard concept, tell me I need to pay attention. But I'm not worried at all. 2 days later, she was like, where did all this come from? What do you mean
Okay.
we discussed this? I don't remember
I
this.
swear, Friday, the last thing we talked about was going the other direction.
I'm pretty sure the iron oxide was left over from Friday on the board.
Yeah. Well, that's the last thing I remember talking about. I have that written down, but I don't have it written down the way to go back. And I don't know. My brain just couldn't comprehend.
Reverse engineer.
It's okay,
Reverse
Dale.
engineering.
I'd like to get your brain working. Hey, you tell your second period teacher they're welcome. Tell your college professor they're welcome.
No, he died again, Mr. Hall.
But I don't think he's dead. He seems to have a lot of family issues, very unfortunate circumstances. So I really feel bad celebrating.
Well, that stinks.
Was he actually?
All right.
Last time he came to class, he's like, class is canceled. My dad's in the hospital. I was like,
Real? I thought he
He
was
just
just
said
kidding.
family was in the
That's it.
hospital.
Hey, so that y'all do know, Miss Lester had lost her father. So
Which
if she
was
comes
this?
back, if you want to say something to her, you probably be a nice little gesture.
Which one?
Shalisa Lester, the math teacher. All right, CaP. So you look at this. Ca is calcium, P is phosphorus. So this is a metal and a non-metal, it's an ionic compound, so we're going to use ionic compound naming rules. So Ca, that's a cation, that's calcium.
Mr. Earl, if I'm not right, I'm leaving, I'm driving on to school.
Okay, cool. And the P is phosphorus, and it's an anion, so it is phosphide.
Okay. So far.
Feeling good?
If I'm wrong, I'm dropping out.
that's it.
Remember the stakes, Mr. Hall. Wait, what?
The end.
That's it.
That's it.
So-
Calcium phosphide. What else would you
What else
do?
did you do?
You put a charge, didn't you?
Get out of here.
Pack your bag.
I'm done, Mr.
Hey.
Hall.
Why did I put calcium and why did I not put a parenthesis with a charge?
Oh no.
Where's calcium at? Calcium's in the second column. It has a fixed charge. It's not a transition metal. Yes. You don't need to use the stock system. When do we use the stock system? Transition metals. Ionic compounds use transition metals. What's up?
Are we ever gonna do the lanthanides and actinides?
No.
Never?
Never.
Never.
Where do you see them?
They're
Okay.
They're like the 2 rows. of
H2, what do you got?
Hydrogen.
Why? Hydrogen.
It's a diatomic.
You love those things, don't you?
They're alright, Mr. Hall.
The funny thing is now what happens is I lay off of them and you forget about them again. And then whenever it's like, hey,
Super
I feel like
awesome.
tricking them, I throw it out again.
That's
Who did you need to be evil.
Mr. Hall, why are you evil?
Who did you say loved diatomics?
Hello.
Oh, you love them.
I love that.
I thought you said you love diatomics. I was like,
That doesn't
you?
seem right.
What didn't seem right?
NiO2. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a heads up. This one is a trick.
I know.
No, it's
If you
not.
do not follow my steps, you will get these right 95% of the time. NiO2 is one of the other 5% of the time.
Neo. Well, I already know I'm wrong, Mr. Hall. Just
So, this is where you have to slow down. Take your time. Analyze the problem. NiO2. Ni is a metal, oxygen is a non-metal. We have an ionic bond. So it's an ionic compound.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
Look at the metal. When we see that it's an ionic compound, look at your metal. Nickel. Where does nickel come from?
D block.
D block, which means transition metal, which means what for us? It has to use the stock system, which means for us, we have to find the charge on the nickel. So Ni, D block, metal, find charge, use stock.
Turn away from me.
In order to do this, when you're going to find the charge, you have to work it backwards. Look at the anion or the polyatomic ion that it's bonded to. When we look at this, it's bonded to oxygen. What is the charge of oxide? So 2 minus, so negative 2. Multiply that by how many oxygens there are? 2. So that's negative 4. That's the overall negative charge. The overall positive charge is equal to that. How do I know that? There's nothing here. There's no overall charge for the compound, which means the overall positive, overall negative are canceling each other out. So this has to be an overall plus 4.
I don't understand.
Which part?
Never mind. The show must go on, Mr. Hall.
Tanner,
Yes.
I'm not even halfway through the nomenclature rules that we're going to go through. So like if you don't get this now, I promise you it's going to come back to bite you later.
I'm trying to figure out what I don't understand, but it's not going through my brain, Mr. Hall.
Oxide,
Yes.
two oxygens have a charge of negative 4. We know that the compound is overall neutral. So copper has to have a positive charge of 4 to balance it out. That's what that plus 4 means.
That's nickel. not
Nickel?
copper.
Oh, my bad.
Whenever you pull out copper, I was like, oh, it's finished for me.
It's like, we're looking at copper now? Why?
Okay.
It just so happens anytime 2 oxygen are present together, everything turns to copper.
Okay.
Real known rule.
New physics
So
law.
overall, positive 4. Now, take the positive 4, divide by how many nickel there are. There's 1.
I forgot about that one.
So what's the charge? Plus 4. So we have,
No, I had it right. Someone framed me.
your pure octane.
How do you tell the charge?
Charge on what?
How do you tell the charge on the D block?
Is that all you wanted?
Am I dumb?
It's a transition metal. You have to find the charge. I either give you the charge, you have to find
Oh,
it.
is that what we're doing right now? So,
Yeah.
Well, so it's
Transition
4.
metal.
Oh my God! Wait, there's
They
only
have
1
one
nickel, so it
charge.
has to be 4.
No, there's 2. What do you mean?
Shut up!
So nickel 4
I don't know what I was
oxide.
thinking. I was like,
Hey, because you may not know what 4 looks
Oh my
like in
God, I
Roman
did it right.
numerals, that's a 4. Don't worry.
I'm a pro.
Whenever it comes to your nomenclature quizzes, I actually would write the Roman numerals on the board so you don't get mixed up.
Mr. All, I want to say that I did that right, but you
Dale,
said-
there's no possible way you did that right because you're totally confused on everything. You
I
literally
swear.
just asked, how do you find the charge?
No, no, no,
for the
okay, look.
transition metals?
No, no,
We
no.
just did it.
I understood it in my head, okay, and I did it, and then you said this one's hard, and I was like, uh-oh, and I erased it. I swear it's on my paper. It's right here.
So the highest number you can get in the stock system is a 5. No. Higher? No, it's higher.
In reality, or what I?
In reality.
In reality.
I will say the highest I saw was like maybe 8, I think.
8?
I want to say 8. They probably can get higher than that. I don't know. I made 8 one time, so. Well, I mean, I just
How high can you make it go?
as high as I want. Doesn't matter. Reuse the rules. Okay? This is the key here. Alright? How y'all feel?
Okay,
Better than ever.
back to the first one.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 2 iron. We know that. That means there's 2.
No, there's not 2 iron.
Or, no. There's a. Wait, huh?
What's the Roman numeral state?
Does that state the charge?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I've only said that 20 times.
Yeah, only 20.
It only takes 21 to stick there.
Okay. Okay, so.
Hey Dale, what's the Roman numeral stand for?
Is that for the charge withdrawal?
Charge for what?
For the metal.
What metal?
Iron in that one.
Well, why would I put a number there? Why is the Roman numeral there?
The charge, Mr.
Well, why do I need to show the charge? I don't show charge for alkali or alkali earth metals.
Because it's a transition metal. What is that? What?
That's awesome, man, that's
D
great.
block.
So why do I not show it for the alkali earth metals?
There.
Mr. Hall, I don't even know what those words mean.
Alkali metals are column 1, alkali earth metals are column 2.
Someone would study.
Oh, I remember now. I have no idea why you don't show it, but I know now the difference in them.
That's okay.
Why don't you show them, Mr. Hall?
Column 1 and column 2.
Because they have set charges.
Yes,
I
they're
remember.
fixed charges. Transition metals, they can change. They can have multiple charges. So we have to use a Roman numeral to state the charge. If you run in college and you get into nomenclature, you can find yourself with a dinosaur that's used to the old system. Stock system is the new system that makes life a lot easier. The old dinosaur way of doing it is we use the Latin root.
Fun.
So in the Latin root of it, we have ferric oxide and ferrous oxide.
I would rather
The
not.
ick and the us tells you the different charges. Now, do I care if you can remember or know which one's ick or which one's us? No. I ain't a dinosaur. There's no point in teaching you the dinosaur way whenever it's just dumb.
What
Use
if I
the
go
stock
to
system.
Cornell, and in my Chem 2 class, they asked me the difference between the ick and the us. Then I'll have to look back on this day in chemistry and say, man, Mr. Hall never was there.
Mr. Hall,
Just
You go right ahead.
dinosaurs and go to a better college.
Listen, the way it's looking,
Cornell?
I think I could give every kid that signed up for AP Chemistry $100, and I still wouldn't have enough kids to have an AP Chem class next year.
Can you give me
So
$100?
you're
Mr.
definitely
Hall?
not, no, I'm not giving you $100.
I'd do it for 20, Mr. Hall.
I said I could.
$100.
Truth of it is I wish you all would sign up for AP Chem. And I know some of y'all are looking and saying,
I
yeah,
think
this
it-
class is hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
I think it depends how the rest of this year goes.
Mr. Hall, I'll do it, but I better get that $100.
I'm not giving you $100.
Oh,
Does,
man.
okay, AP Chem, does that count as a chemistry class with lab for college? Like
Yeah.
12 credit?
Depends what you get on the AP exam.
Mr. Hall,
That
how,
sucks.
How-
If you get high enough score on it, there was a freshman in college in Marshall that actually took organic chemistry because he got a 5 on the exam. I will promise you this, if you get a 5 on the exam, you know chemistry.
Mr. Hall, I know chemistry.
I'm in for
Call me a chemist. Call me a
So,
chemist.
like, the
Call me
reason
cook.
I push this class so hard and this class is so hard is this is the foundation part to AP Chem. Like, the first little bit of the weeks,
How are
we
we
would
gonna-
spend time reviewing and then we would start on the new material.
How are we gonna
And
do
I
AP
would throw a
Chem
fit if this ever got interrupted, my AP Chem class.
How are we gonna do AP Chem if there's no AP students in Chem, Mr. Hall?
That's the problem, is getting everybody to sign up.
How many students do you need to sign up?
1.
I was told to try and encourage and get 12, and I said,
Yeah, no way.
that's
There's
literally
no
every
chemistry.
kid
Yeah.
that could sign up for it.
Miss Green has 4 in
You wanna
her
go
first
back?
period A push.
Yeah, you gotta say she's 4.
So that's where I'm hoping that if we can get a little bit higher number, so if we can get
Can
around
everyone
8.
just enroll? Everyone enroll and then switch
Yeah,
out as soon as
can
we
we-
get to class.
I will promise you this, you sign up for AP Chem and you wanna drop it, you don't want to, you wanna sign up so that other people can have it, I will sign your drop slip. No arguments, no sarcasm, nothing.
No sarcasm?
I will not give any sarcasm, I will look at you and say thank you.
4. Maybe. Cameron, you doing it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll
I'm
sign up,
even there, I'll
He
do
looks
it.
terrified.
Yeah, I'm a chemist. Did you
I'm
not
not,
know?
no, I'm
Um,
confident.
That's 5.
Emily.
Emily, can you
You're not
at least
even
just sign
gonna,
up
you're not
and
even gonna
switch
sign up
out?
and switch out?
Yeah, I'll do that for you guys.
5-6.
This is
We need
hilarious.
4 more people.
Don't sign
I
her
get Skylar
slip.
too.
Rose is in, Skylar can't.
Oh, yeah.
You have to
chemistry.
Mason, Mason.
God.
Yeah,
Mason.
look
Do
at
it.
Mason to
If he
Mason
passes.
and
So
Miller.
it's 7. You need 3 more.
That's, I feel like that's a
I
doable
have
number.
nothing to say. Olivia,
I mean, you
You
could.
can, you can switch out.
I'll see
No
how I
hard
feel next year.
feelings.
Maybe I'll take it. Probably not. Don't count on it.
There's chemistry ain't nothing but a thing, Mr. Hall. I'm ready for it now. Put me in the trenches. Give me an organic chemistry.
Logan's.
the end of
You have to
AP
put that
Chem
all
is a little bit of organic
It has to
chemistry.
be somebody in the church. Mr. Hall, what have I gotta do for you to give me an ionic compounds and a covalent What, Mr. All, I have short-term memory loss. What is the other thing we learned? Anyways, you should give me a worksheet of that and the other one.
I have two really big, no, I have 4 big worksheets on this.
You should give me.
But I have to give you all the naming rules.
Both of your parents graduate high school.
This isn't gonna be on the test tomorrow, right?
No, 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 no. Hey, everybody look at me. Everybody look. No nomenclature tomorrow.
Yeah, you better be, Mr.
What was
All.
I worried about?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pay
On the
attention. I'm sorry, Mr. All. I didn't mean that. It was a joke.
Okay, everybody, wish Dale luck.
Good luck.
Hopefully he enjoyed his good grade while it lasted.
Mr. All,
Yeah.
Good luck, Dale, brother.
I don't wanna do the test tomorrow, Mr. All.
Why?
Come back here to take you.
I'm scared.
Val?
Dude, that's a lot of stuff to remember.
I want a mole question.
I'm a
I missed
busy
that.
man, Mr. All.
There's definitely
I
gonna be a
missed the
mole
mole
question.
man.
We're close.
Good.
Hey, tomorrow, we'll kick this up a notch after the test. Okay, after the quiz, we'll kick it up a notch. Stutty, everybody, Stutty, thank you for coming today. It was wonderful to see you. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah,
And everybody help Dale remember everything.
I had 10